Hey guys, I'm here to recommend you a book today. I was considering doing it as a review, but I think really, for me personally, this is just a book that I would definitely recommend you to read, period. And that book is The Right to Write, An Invitation and Initiation into the Writing Life by Julia Cameron. Now, as you can see here, this book is well loved, well read. This is a used copy, and when I got it, there was lots of highlights through it, which really bugged me. It still does kind of bug me, but it's also really interesting to see that this book had a life before me. And I guess at the end of it, I realized that, it's really great to see that another writer or person who is interested in writing read it and what their thoughts were and what they highlighted and what inspired them. And it's good to connect on that level. I think that's a really brilliant thing, and I think that's something that we too often forget about used books, that they have had homes, more often than not they've had several homes, and I love that. But basically, I love writing. I love reading too. I love writing and reading, and when I work hand in hand with them, I tend to get a lot of writing done and a lot of reading done. So together, those two are kind of like my bread and butter. So this book I have read before. I think I've read it twice before in my life, maybe even more. I found it as a teenager. It is one of the most inspirational books I have ever read. It's not one of those how to write a novel or how to write short story books at all. It is an invitation to write. And it has exercises to kind of guide you and help you and make you think in different ways. For example, I'll just share a random one with you guys. Okay, so one of the exercises about loneliness, and you think, okay, let's talk about loneliness. Instead, what it actually asks you to do is to go inside or outside, doesn't matter, make yourself a nice drink, hot beverage, cold beverage, whatever, just relax. And then you grab your pen and grab your paper, grab your journal. Usually I prefer to do these things with physical paper and pen rather than the computer, because for me it's more natural. And then she just asks you to put yourself in your an older person's perspective. It can be like a fantasy older person, or it can be in what you would think Obi-Wan Kenobi would say to you. And then you just write a letter about your life, and you'll be very surprised about what kind of guidance and what kind of things actually do come out once you start writing. I'm not giving a really great examples, but this book is just one of those books that I can read time and time again, and really just gets to the roots of what writing is about and how fundamental that is to my personality, which is why I think I enjoy this book so much and I'm so passionate about it. And it's because I read too many things about writing that can be negative, but this book is full of positive things. She also uses morning pages, which are 3 longhand pages in the morning, stream of consciousness. Doesn't matter what you write, you just write them. And I swear to the universe that they help. They help clear my head at the start of the day. They help me clear my dreams, my thoughts. Even if I'm just rambling about how much I want to read right now, how much I like my new pen, it doesn't matter whether, I really feel like cake, it doesn't matter. It really does help clear my head at the start of the day. And I find that, working with this book as well, if you work with this book and you write and keep referring to it and trying out the exercises, there's exercises pretty much in this book that you can do 10,000 times and still get different results every time, which is what I love about this book as well. It's not one of those books that you do an exercise and you're finished and you're done. It's not like school. It's not, you have to follow these guidelines, you have to do these exercises. Once you're done the exercises, it's over, move on. You can refer to that exercise every day. You can refer to that exercise, some of these exercises, every 5 minutes, and if you want to. And that's what I love so much about this book. I am thinking of actually doing a kind of video where I do recommend some of my other writing books because I love them. I tend to love more inspirational, insightful books rather than how-to books because honestly, how do you write? You just fucking write. That's how you do it. You sit down and you write. There is no magical cure, there is no pill that you can take to make you wonderful. You sit down on your ass and you write, and that's how everything, even including this book that I'm holding right now, gets written. You write. So, and that's something I've learned too, and you know, not writing perfectly, I think that is one of the best things I've taken from this book and continue to take from it. Sitting down and just writing for the love and sheer passion of just writing is just one of the most, it's a high. I honestly don't need those drugs or anything like that. Like, you know, I think this is really great way for people to overcome those things as well. If you do have dependencies on things as well, writing about them, writing through them. I cannot tell you how clear-headed I am, and I've been through some very traumatic experiences over the past couple of weeks, which is why I have been not here. And using this book and using my own intuition and honesty, I have just broken so many barriers. So guys, even if you don't write to publish a book, if you love journaling, if you love writing, if you love art, if you just love hearing about writing, if you love hearing about life and, you know, opening up a door, if you're scared to write, if you want to write, if you're an old writer, a new writer, doesn't matter. Pick up this book. You will not be disappointed, because I can guarantee you that you will find at least one thing out of this book that will make you appreciate her writing and her as a person. So that's my recommendation on The Right to Write by Julia Cameron. And this book is going to actually probably, even though I finished it, it's probably going to be still in my writing handbag because I love the exercises. I just do. I love them so much. So I am working through my pile for you guys. A few things have set me back, so it's only been 6 days. It's still the 6th of October, but I've kind of set back a bit. But I'm really glad I finished this book. I finished Clarity, which I'm really glad about. So I've got 2 kind of reviews up for you guys so far, and I am this much through Revive. So I'm thinking tonight or tomorrow I can probably get a review up for Revive. So I know it's not part of my Halloween collection, my pile. I haven't really started on that yet, but I would really like to get these out of the way first and give you guys some reviews on this book. Also, at the moment, I picked up Writing Down the Bones by Natalie Goldberg, and this is another book that I try and reread at least once or twice a year, and I don't think I've read it this year, so this will be my time reading it this year. It is another writing book, and I will do my thoughts on this as well. I think I've done it many times. I've talked about this book, but I'll talk about it again because it is one of the best writing books I have ever had. I love it. I love it. Though when I picked it up, there was all cat fur over it. So many readings, many times having it around a cat. And it's a very short book, but it's very, very beautiful and insightful. So I'm going to go and make myself an Earl Grey because I put the tea kettle on and left it there and forgot about it. So, yeah, if you guys would like to actually see a reoccurring video, maybe once a month, where I talk about writing, or I talk about my notebooks that I've got, or anything insightful that I've learned, or any sites that I found, interesting articles or anything like that, I'm more than happy to share, because that's one aspect of myself that I think is very intricately linked with my reading, and I would really like to share that experience with people as well, because I know there's a lot of people who write and read as well. So I shall talk to you guys later, and it's cold, so I'm going to rug up and watch some videos. Bye guys.